Hey everyone, Shawn and Sav.
Hi everybody.
Sav just came back from Utah where she had a personal best 327-yard drive. You're too little for that. And so we want to make sure that you have the wherewithal to be able to benefit from maximum leverage so that you can hit the best drives that you can for your game. Stay with us. Now, before we get started, you don't want to miss any of your future shows between us here, especially with Sav, so please subscribe to the channel.
Hit the bell, give us a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below.
The concept of leverage. When you're in a tug of war, let's say, so just go ahead and take your setup position like you're gonna swing in that direction there, Sav. Yeah, bring the club into my hands. So if you and I were in a tug of war together and you want to pull me towards you, can everybody see that? So Sav is in this beautiful squatted position on the inside of your left foot. Exactly. So if you come over here on top of your left foot and try to pull, you're just going to pull yourself towards me, aren't you?
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So you're out of leverage. So let's see facing that same direction. Yeah. Do a backswing where you feel like you're going to be throwing the club in the direction of your target. So widen the stance a bit and swing. So did everybody see how her back foot stayed on the ground well past the ball into the finish? Some of the best ball strikers in the history of the game, Mo Norman. You look at Kenny Perry, who was a money-making machine on the tour, Scott Verplank, Lucas Glover. So having both feet on the ground through impact is a major asset, not just to your accuracy, but to the ability to compress the ball in the direction that you want to go. And it actually creates a catapult effect in the direction of the target. So if I'm going to be, we talked about a kinetic chain. So let's say put your club on the ground. So everybody understands what kinetic chain is. Put them up. I
knew what you were going to do,
right? Exactly. So you're going to snap a punch here with that right hand. So you notice the first thing that happened. Her left foot hit the ground. And then because she had pressure against the ground with the left foot, do it in slow motion. Yeah. And notice how she was able to open up. So you're looking for some leverage or some pressure against the ground, but you also need some leverage in the golf swing to do that. So take your club. So imagine we're going to take the club and we're going to throw it toward the target. Okay? So do it actually facing the camera there. Feel like you're going to throw it into the trees here. So give it a nice throw. Nice. So what in essence is happening is Savannah is going to the ground, using the ground to get the body out of the way. So what happens to many of you at this point is that your trail foot starts to come off the ground. That puts you in a very precarious position because...
Precarious.
Yes. I'm getting the ground and then the back foot's coming off the ground too soon. So now what's happening is the trail leg is turning around the center of gravity from its position right now. It hasn't had the chance to come all the way back behind me. So now as this moves behind me and away from the target is going to create a catapult effect to send my arms and club towards the target. And that's where you get the big juice. So that's why I say, if you want power and accuracy, you need leverage. So if you look at her swing, the first thing you want to do is go to an uphill lie. And you'll see that on the uphill lie, when Savannah's standing there, the weight is situated on the inside of her trail foot. And as she goes back, you'll notice the trail foot stays bolted in the ground. And because she's really bolted, now she can throw the club up the hill in the direction that she wants to go on. And you notice the foot doesn't come off the ground Because if the foot comes off the ground, she'll be leaning into the slope and she's going to stab the slope with her club. And that takes the club off its path and sends it downwards. So you lose a lot of power that way. So for those of you who don't have enough launch angle on their driver, this is a major asset. So now, Sav, go ahead and set up. Show me nice full backswing and stop. Look for that leverage. And now come on down in slow motion. So this is clearing this way, right? Now push against my hand. Feel that leverage?
Yeah.
So that is clearing around a solid inside left foot. So now come on down in slow motion. Take your left foot off the ground way before impact. Let it come up. There we go. Now push. Can't do it, can you? No. So you see how your body has lost its ability to use the ground effectively.
Yeah.
So you're losing an asset there, and then all of a sudden, whoop, it starts to unravel. You start to miss some fairways, right? So let me see a nice swing. You're going to just hit it 200 yards.
Flat-footed.
Flat-footed. Feel like you got some leverage all the way through to the finish. Wow, that's super. So notice how straight that took off.
Yeah.
And it's right in line with where you want it to go. So did you feel how when that left foot stayed down, it forced your right hip back?
Yeah.
So when should the left foot come off the ground?
At the very end.
At the very end. So it brings the lead foot back to the ground. The lead foot is clearing, or the lead leg is clearing around. Release. That foot is anchoring the release. Also, because you're staying in the direction of your target, your head staying back, your head now has something to support it. Release, and then the shoulder collects the head and brings the head up, and when that happens, the foot comes up.
Yep.
Okay? So that's something that you're in a process of working on.
Yeah.
So let's see 2 more like that. 200 yards, flat-footed. Oh, yes. But Sal, that's a little too much distance. We evaluated the distance of that post, and it's 250.
Yeah.
And that's what you just hit.
Yeah.
So flat-footed, 250 yards. 1 more like that. Notice how they're all starting beautifully on that line.
Yeah.
And you can see the spray pattern is pretty tight.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, if we take this to full momentum,
Rut row.
so full momentum with ease, and just let the foot come up at the very end. Yes. That is on a string, right in line with where you want it to go, and that's deep.
Yeah.
Wasn't that beautiful?
Very easy.
So when that foot stays on the ground, it's like pulling on the string of a kite.
Yeah.
Everything gets nice and taut. But if you're here and the foot starts coming off and the head starts moving forward, what do you have to anchor that release of yours?
Yeah.
So when you do it properly, the head stays back, the foot stays down. It's like somebody's pulling on the club that way and somebody's holding onto your head this way.
Yeah.
Okay? So let's have a look at what that looks like from face on. Super deluxe. So let's try 1 more and make sure that foot's solid on the ground.
Ball, please.
Who's your caddy?
Thank you.
Nice ball. So, wasn't that straight?
Yeah.
Little draw?
Yeah.
It's pretty tight.
Yeah.
So, isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Now that spray pattern will really improve, your consistency will improve, and it has nothing to do with weight shift. Your weight is shifting as usual, but you're not losing the anchor in the process.
Yeah.
So, hope you guys enjoyed that. Stay tuned for our next episode. See you soon.